Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan, and it is time for our Week 15 picks. A couple of teams have already clinched playoff spots, but there are a lot of big division races for first round buys, and races for the wild card heating up. It's going to be a big final 3 weeks of regular season, so let's start picking these games. We've got some big ones.
Yep, we start on my side of the table as we usually do, and we start on Thursday Night Football as we usually do. This game is the New York Jets at the Baltimore Ravens, and let's just say, not very high hopes for this game. We haven't really had any really good Thursday Night Football games so far, and this one, it's really not going to be no different. I think Baltimore is going to absolutely dominate this game. The Jets, although they're a team that for some reason beats teams when those teams need to win.
Yep.
In this case, Baltimore we need to win to try to sustain the bye that they have first round, number one overall. But I can't buy into that stupid stuff happening again. The Jets, they've been struggling. 34-17, Baltimore MVP candidate and most likely MVP at this point. Lamar Jackson will take that game easily, like taking candy from a baby. Or just like he'll basically just steal their jet.
Okay then,
And
so
the gas that comes with it.
yeah, I look at this game and just look at Baltimore's resume, what they've done. They've beaten New England, they've beaten Houston, they went into Seattle, they beat them. They might have the best resume in football right now, and they're doing it in dominant fashion against good teams. They keep their momentum going, and they take it 31-10 over the Jets.
Well, the Ravens are hotter than the engines of actual Jets right now.
Yeah.
They're just playing so well. I don't see them losing to a struggling Jets team. Ravens take it 30-17. Our next game, the Patriots and the Bengals. I gotta start this off
So
right.
you're telling me that the Ravens are hotter than 2,000 degrees Celsius because that's how hot a plane jet is.
Could you convert that to Fahrenheit, please?
Yeah,
Because I'm not exactly sure how the Celsius
Yeah,
system
I
works.
don't know how Celsius
Anyways,
system works.
let's get back to the New England game. Gotta start it off right. New England is on to Cincinnati. They're on to Cincinnati. Tom Brady's embraced it, and Bill Belichick said it a couple years ago. I don't know how long ago that was, but it's still funny. But even though this New England team has been struggling recently and kind of got blown off a little bit in that last game in the Chiefs.
Oh gosh.
But I think New England takes it 23-10.
Well, this next one I have is 1,400 degrees Celsius, which is 2,552 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty dang hot.
Yeah.
And
Have you seen Lamar Jackson run?
I've seen him be a running back. Not bad of a run back.
And pass?
Yeah, and this game, the New England game, New England, I do really have my concerns about them. They're 0-3 against other AFC division leaders right now. I think that's a huge, huge red flag for them. That signifies that this team is not the same as they were last year. But they'll be fine against the Bengals, and they take it 27-17 in Cincinnati.
Yeah, and there's been talk about the Patriots struggling, and they have been struggling.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about that Chiefs game, even though they lost, and what would this video be if we didn't bring up the refs?
Yep.
But part of me feels bad for them, and part of me
Come on,
doesn't.
Jerome
The
Bogle.
bigger part of me feels
I
bad
think
for them
that's what
because
it was.
any team should be able to win. The refs shouldn't have that much of an influence in the game. But either way, they still looked like a better team. They started off good, then they had a rough patch in between, and towards the end that offense kind of picked up a little bit. So they started to play a little bit better last week. Hopefully that offense can pick it up, and if they need to get some momentum going, this is the game to do it. Make your offense go off on the Cincinnati Bengals, who only have one win. 28-16, New England will win and carry the momentum throughout the season off of this game.
They don't have much momentum right now.
Exactly. This could be something huge.
So build up their momentum, because they can't carry momentum they don't have.
Well, they can carry it after
Bill.
this game is what I'm saying. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the
Bill Belichick.
Detroit Lions. A thriller last game that the Buccaneers played against the Colts. I believe they won that game.
They did.
They-
And Jameis, he threw 2 picks to start, and then he was money after that. So we've talked about all season. Jameis needs to stop the turnovers. But Tampa Bay has been putting up so many points. So they've been doing phenomenal. I think Mike Evans is injured, so that's going to be a blow. Also, I'm not sure what happens here. I heard Ian Rappaport talking about it when I was doing my homework upstairs, but I forgot what he said. Either way, they're playing the Detroit Lions, and they have been struggling. I don't think Matthew Stafford's going to come back for this game. David Blau didn't have his best game against the Vikings. I'm talking very fast. I'm going to give you my pick very fast. 35-32. Tampa Bay will come reign victorious.
Yeah, I just have a feeling there's going to be no defense in this game whatsoever because even in the games Tampa's won, their defense has not been very good. And I feel like this is David Blau's breakout game. He showed some promise on Thanksgiving. He did struggle a little bit against that good defense, but he's certainly holding his own. So it's going to be not exactly between the two best teams, but it's going to be wild back and forth. Kind of like that San Francisco New Orleans game, but with a lot less implications. Anywho, I think Detroit takes it in a just game of bad defense all around. If you don't like defense, watch that game. They take it 44
Or if you just
to
like
41
offense.
over the Bucks.
Yeah, the Detroit last week and Tampa Bay last week, they're basically on opposite ends of the spectrum of that with points. Detroit could barely put up any points against the Vikings on the road, and all Tampa could do was put up points and couldn't stop them. So, I do think it's going to be a moderately high point game, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are always in, it seems like.
Yep.
But the Buccaneers will win this one 31-23.
Just a quick shout out to Jameis Winston. He's been playing better. We did a video at the beginning of the season about him. I said he could be a franchise quarterback. He's proved me somewhat right so far. I think he'll stay there next season. That's a different video.
Okay. Our next game, the Bears and the Packers. The Bears have been slowly gaining more momentum over the past couple weeks, and the Packers have just been playing very good the entire season. Although what is kind of concerning, they played in a one-score game against the Giants and the Redskins in the last 2 weeks, but they've won the games. That's all that really matters.
I think they beat the Redskins by more than the Giants by one.
Yeah, I think the Giants was more than one score.
Oh, at the end,
but
maybe it
the
was.
Redskins was.
But it was close
2015.
towards the end, I think. But the Redskins was one-score game. Well, I'm going to this game. I'm going to Green Bay to watch this game. The Bears need to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. So, I mean, I have no choice but to pick the Bears. Bears take it 27-24.
It was 31-13, not even close to a one-score game.
Nail biter.
Oh, nice.
So this game, NFC North rivals going at it. If you remember the Week 1 game, this was a very defensive showdown. I think there will definitely be some more points in this game, especially with the slow but steady improvement of Mitchell Trubisky. However, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be too much for a Bears defense that, although they have, I believe, Akeem Hicks coming back this game, but I believe Roquan Smith is out for the year, correct? So it's kind of like a swap for them, which is unfortunate. So I just think Aaron Rodgers is just going to make enough plays that allows Green Bay to outdo Chicago on offense. Green Bay takes it 31-19.
I say it before, I say it again. I haven't picked against my Bears this year. Whatever their record is will be my record for Bears picks. I will be picking them again in this game. If you'll be there, I'll be rooting for them hard, even though their playoff chances are slim and got even slimmer when the Seahawks didn't show up Sunday night, or the Rams just went off. Who knows what happened? So we'll see. I think it's prior. But got the Bears win again, 24-20. Next game, Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. This is an important game, especially in the AFC South. The Titans have been playing some great football right now, and Ryan sent us something about the Titans. He said it's kind of scary when the Titans are more consistent than your team. And his team is the opposing team, the Texans. Texans coming off a bad loss to the Broncos, so this should be an interesting game here. And this game quite possibly could go either way. Ryan Tannehill's been playing great, but he's come up just short to a Texans team who just had a bad loss last week, and you got to think they'll win again. I think Ryan said in the video that he expected them to lose to the Broncos almost after their...
Well, I picked the Texans, but
Yeah.
I said it was going to be way closer than they should be because I know them, and they thought
even
they
though
were
they
going to
just
their
beat the
Super Bowl.
Patriots before.
Yeah.
But I think they will be able to pull this out slimly, 30-27.
Yeah, this is, as you mentioned, Jordan, a big game that will decide who gets to lose to Buffalo in the wild. I mean, win the AFC South. Win the AFC South. Yep, totally. No one and done here. They're gonna win. Who's gonna win the AFC South? These teams also actually meet in Week 17. So 2 of the final 3 games, these teams are gonna get to know each other really well, as they already do because they're division rivals. But the Texans are coming off a bad loss, so now everyone's doubting them. This is the part where they win. So they take it 23-21 and continue their weird cycle of 10-6 mediocrity.
Well, I was dead wrong with that Giants and Packers stat about the score, but this one I believe I'm right on. Ryan Tannehill and the Titans have only lost 1 game under Ryan Tannehill while he's been starting, and I've been continuously picking against him the last couple of weeks. I did it last week with the Raiders. That did not happen at all. Tennessee won. They proved it to me now. I'm picking you. Don't let me down. Titans win it 35-33. All right. The Broncos and the Chiefs. This game just got a lot more interesting after what we saw last week. A certain member of the table is probably not very fond of the Broncos right now. That being this guy right here. He's a Texans fan. The Broncos just destroyed the Texans. And
it was a 2-score game, okay?
I'm sure that was all in like garbage time.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Chiefs, they barely made it out alive. Call it luck, whatever it is, they barely made it out alive in Foxborough. I think the division winners already, they're going to continue to keep their winning going. Close one, 27-26, Kansas City.
I was trying to find something else and I wasn't listening to this. I'll just give you my pick. 31-24, Kansas City will win. I was trying to find something for Tannehill, but I couldn't find it. I was trying to confirm Tyler's thing here.
We haven't got to
preseason, blah, 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 blah.
we haven't gotten to Ryan yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, did it just get to me? I wasn't paying attention.
No.
What are we going to
Ryan's
do
still
with you?
yet.
Oh, I said, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I took him over. I'll just say it again after
Yeah,
this.
just say your pick, then we'll go back to me, then we'll go back.
No, you can say it.
No, you go. Just go,
Yeah.
Ryan.
You want me to
That shows how
Yes,
much I
just
wasn't
go.
paying attention.
All right, so this game, Denver has to be the most optimistic 5-8 eliminated team ever with the way Drew Lock has played. I was very high on him coming in, and I was kind of painfully proven right in that Texans Broncos game. You know, he looked NFL ready. He seems to be in a good system. He's mobile. He's got a very good arm, which I think was his best trait coming out of college. His arm
For
strength,
sure.
and I remember I had flashbacks while watching that Broncos game of me watching his film from Missouri and just thinking of how painfully right I was. But, I mean, props to Drew Lock. You're 2-0 as a starter. Guess what? You're going to get to 3-0 against the shaky Kansas City defense. Broncos beat Kansas City 27-23 in a big upset.
Let's just hope we don't have one of those Daniel Jones things where he starts off really good and then he falls off the face of the earth.
Okay, well, I haven't gave this pick before, but before I do that, we'll confirm
Just give
Tyler's
us a
stat.
pick. We already know it.
It is confirmed. His stat was right. Only loss was to the Carolina, not Cardinals.
People don't lose to the Cardinals.
No, it's true. Including Steelers this week. Last week. 30-20 they lost. So getting back to this game, I think I made my pick already. It's going to be nice and suspense, even though you've heard already.
Please talk a little
Here it
faster.
is, 31 to, you guessed it, 24. I definitely didn't say it already. I don't think I said it. I don't know. Next game, the
Y'all
Miami
heard me.
Dolphins at the New York Giants. We had a tank bowl already, and one of those teams that was in the tank bowl has kind of been playing better as of recently. These two teams, all three of those teams, I guess, have been playing better. The Giants have actually gotten worse. But this is, per se, a tank bowl. But I think Miami has been playing some better football. We haven't seen the Giants, so we'll see what they could do tonight. Eli looks like he's going to get the start tonight. But the Giants have just not been playing good enough. And Brian Flores is really wanting some wins. Where is it? 21-17. Miami Dolphins. Win.
Okay, please never make that noise again. This
Okay, that
game,
sound like
it's
an
going to
awful-
be a pretty ugly game. Miami. I'll give Miami props. They've done some nice things, especially with the way they've traded a lot of their key pieces just before the season. Props to Brian Flores for getting a lot out of his team. They played the Jets very tough for a second time. They almost beat them twice. But with the Giants, I just think they're due. They've been close at times. I just think it's bound to happen. They win an absolutely ugly one, 17-15.
I think you're underestimating the Dolphins a little bit. Didn't think I'd be saying that this year. They're not good, but the Giants haven't been good either. And I think Eli Manning will be in this game as well. He's Daniel Jones is supposed to be out. Yeah, Daniel Jones is supposed to be out for 2 to 4 weeks,
Something with that team.
according to Ian Rappaport. But I think the Dolphins win this one, 20-17. All right, let's quickly move on to our next game. The Eagles and the Redskins. Now, the Redskins with Dwayne Haskins in the last couple of games. They haven't won all of them, but Haskins has looked a lot better. And I think that's evident if you watch the games. He's starting to look a lot more like he did in college, which I could go into more about that, but we don't have time for that. That being said, Philadelphia continues to struggle. still not winning their terrible division. Washington, although eliminated from the playoffs, will win this one, 24-21.
Yeah, Sunday was already rough enough with that Texans game, but I was even more heartbroken to see the Redskins eliminated from the playoffs. Now you could officially make fun of me for my pick at the beginning of the year for them to win the NFC East. But hey, you mentioned
They all suck. It's okay.
You mentioned Tyler. Dwayne Haskins is improving, something that I did see coming as he gets more NFL experience. When these two teams played in Week 1, Washington got off to a fast start. I remember watching that game thinking that division pick might have actually had a good chance of becoming right at that time. Dwayne Haskins is getting better. Philadelphia secondary is not good. If there's a game to have your best game of the year, it is against this Eagles secondary. So I think Dwayne Haskins has a field day and puts up 34 on the Eagles and helps his team take it 34-27.
As you have seen, I have waited for Ryan to give his pick before I will give mine.
There you go.
I disagree with him,
You're getting
however.
Say
I
psych
think that
right
the
now.
Eagles are fighting desperately for this trash NFC East, so they will have to win this game
Don't sugarcoat it.
27-20.
Yeah.
The Eagles will fly after they win tonight against the Giants, who we haven't watched yet, but there's my prediction. I think we already predicted it in the other video, so I'm talking too fast. Let's get to the next game. We're going to go on to the Seattle Seahawks at the Carolina Panthers. Oh, Seahawks, what did you do to us? You lost to the Rams on Sunday Night Football. You didn't just lose, you lost bad. And Rashad Penny, he's out for the season, so that's a big loss for them. Russell didn't play his best game. I said it before, Lamar Jackson probably just bumped up as the MVP now after that game from Russell Wilson. He's going to have
Unless
some
something
big
catastrophic
performances.
happens with
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, I think he's got it
Yeah.
locked up now.
Yeah. And then the Panthers, I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what oh, no, they played the Falcons and they lost,
they
right?
lost 40-20.
Yeah. So they haven't been playing their best football as of recently. Christian McCaffrey hasn't even been playing that good either.
That's when you know it's crazy.
Yeah. Seahawks, they'll get a bounce back win. They'll need this one. They'll return to how they should have been last week, but they weren't, and they disappointed me as a Bears fan and as a person. 34-21.
There's no way that Seattle's coming out flat like that 2 weeks in a row. I think they bounce back and take it against Carolina 27-16.
Thanks for keeping it simple, Ryan. Panthers did not react well to the firing of Ron Rivera. I think that continues this week with a still strong team in Seattle. The Seahawks win 30-21. All right, the next game, the Jaguars and the Raiders. Well, here's a story of two teams that just can't seem to figure things out right now. The Jaguars got absolutely annihilated by the Chargers, who are eliminated from playoff contention now. And the Raiders got absolutely annihilated by the Titans. And I don't know if they're out of the playoffs or not. I don't think they're statistically out
Raiders
yet.
aren't statistically eliminated yet, no.
All right. Well, I think they keep their small chances alive in this one, win it 23-19.
Oakland, come on, you were looking good at one point. You were what were they? They were 6-4 at one point, right? They were 6-4. They had the Jets next. Everyone was talking about that.
They had the Chiefs scared.
They did. But then I think they just had that feeling, and I just don't know if they got overconfident or what. But they have looked absolutely awful since then. They've literally gotten blown out.
Oh, dude, my ankle hurts. I can't play.
So I just think it's bound to happen. I think Doug Marrone's seat in Jacksonville is it's red hot.
As hot as the Jet.
Yeah, it's as hot as that.
Jet engine.
It's as hot as
It's
the
like
Jet engine,
2005.
whatever. Yeah, it's that hot. So I think John Gruden's team finally bounces back and they take it 36-21.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me while Ryan was speaking, but I was talking about Josh Jacobs not playing last week. That could have been something, but they still got eaten a lot. Two struggling teams we talked about. I think Oakland is going to be the better team. 24-21, a close game, but the Raiders take it home. And I don't know if this is going to be the last home game, but it's going to be one of their last home games in this stadium. So those
The black
fans
hole.
will be very excited. They are going to be sad to see their team leave, but it's the reality and it's tough.
Yeah.
Next game. This game might also be tough. Cleveland Browns at the Arizona Cardinals. The Browns looked like they had a shot for a little bit, and then they started playing worse and worse.
Yeah. They're not
Did they end up winning?
They beat the Bengals.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did.
Close than it should have been.
Well, I mean, it was 2 points.
Seattle beat the Bengals by 1.
True.
So they haven't been playing their best football, and the Cardinals, I'll just let Ryan talk about them for you.
Yes.
26-24, Cleveland will win.
Not too much.
Yeah.
I'll keep it short, but you got two quarterbacks in this game. You got
Really?
There are two quarterbacks in
well,
a lot of games.
I know you
Really?
know, well, in
Really?
the Ravens game you have one. Baltimore doesn't have a quarterback. No, I'm kidding. Lamar Jackson's a quarterback. I'm just messing with you. He's gonna be the MVP. But anywho, I look at this game. I do see two quarterbacks, and I see one quarterback that deserves to go number one overall, and I see Kyler Murray on the other side. So I'm going to give it to the quarterback that deserves to go number one overall. Cleveland takes it and hands Arizona another L. Boy, how about this air raid? 3 whole wins this year. Wow. Props to you, Cliff Kingsbury. Cleveland takes it 25-24.
Yeah, the Cardinals are continuing to struggle, but that starts with their draft class. I think Kyler Murray was not a terrible pick, as you're saying, but the picks that were put around him did not set him up in a position. I'm not gonna lie, I was watching that game. Kyler Murray did not look good, but he got sacked way too many times. It was just not good for the Cardinals. Cleveland wins 27-24, keeps their playoff hopes alive.
Oh, you midget.
All right, the Vikings and the Chargers. Well, I really hope the Chargers can win this one. As a Bears fan, we need the Vikings to lose a game, and they played their butts off last week. Put up so many points, and it was kind of crazy. But and the Vikings, well, they the game was a lot less close than that looked.
Yeah.
With the Lions, they were up 20-0 at one point. It was definitely not a 2-score game. They dominated that game. I'm going to pick Minnesota on the road.
Is it really on the road? Yeah.
To win 33-28.
Well, for some reason, Jordan over here thinks that the Vikings are like a bottom 5 team in the league. I don't know why, but I've been high on them, and if they can get into the playoffs as that 6th seed, I'm just saying, don't dismiss them. They are coming off a big defensive performance against Detroit. You mentioned, Ty, that game wasn't as close as the score signifies. I think they dominated again. Should be a lot of Vikings fans there. They dominate and really try to continue to make a statement. And even if they don't win the division, I still wouldn't rule them out as a legitimate contender. They take it 33-14 on the road.
Biased for 2 reasons.
Oh,
A,
boy.
because I think the Vikings are not as good as people say they are, and B, because I need
I don't know what he
Vikings
sees in the Vikings.
to lose
Yeah.
when I see they're not good.
They're good, yeah.
I didn't say they're not
He needs them to
good.
lose for the Bears, so they're not
I'm
good.
saying that they're
I
not
thought
like...
you guys used to call me biased. Look at this. I'm biased for 2 reasons.
I heard... I think it was... They played them on Monday Night Football last week, right? Yeah, they did.
Yes.
And
And they played well.
they
against
were talking about MVP for Kirk Cousins. I almost threw up.
Okay, that's a stretch.
Yeah,
I almost threw up.
Get to the pick.
24-23, a close game, but I have to biasly give it to the Chargers. Next game,
Our second bias game in a row.
the LA Rams at the Dallas Cowboys. Second bias game in a row. He called it. Guess what? We need the Rams to lose as Bears fans too. And as much as I never thought I'd be rooting for Dallas, it's happening, and that's when you know the world is not going very well. 31-27, the Dallas Cowboys will somehow win.
Bias pick.
Yeah. They're going to win, and then
Please.
Jack's going to get that extension right after the game, right?
Yeah, probably. And then
Yeah.
Jason Garrett will be fired when they win for some
Yeah.
reason. That's
Yeah.
just what will happen there.
Well, how about those Rams? I'm not picking the Rams.
What do
You
mean,
guys
how
are all,
about them Cowboys?
you
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, it was a nice
No,
troll
yeah.
there. But, you guys are all like,
Do it
saying,
again. I did last
why are
week.
you picking the Rams? You thought it was crazy
Sure,
when you
I
saw
did.
some people pick the Rams. But, how about those Rams? Those Rams came to play. Jared Goff is disappointing. I was very
wasn't
shocked to
watching.
hear that Robert Woods
He's
had
getting
his
into your
first
head.
touchdown
wasn't
last week.
watching
That
the
was
game.
way too late.
Yeah.
But give them credit. They're not out of this playoff race either. They've got some tough games up ahead. This is a big one. Dallas is a tough place to play in that dome. I don't know what he's saying, but the NFC East is truly the NFC least. So the Rams take it 31-21 to keep their playoff chase going.
Well, obviously the Cowboys logo is a star, and that star has not been shining as of recently. They just have not come out to play on offense or defense. I don't think
Or
they're
coaching.
or anywhere really.
Or
And they need to figure things out. They just have not been able to
General
figure things
manager.
out. Maybe they need to do something fun as a team together to
Yeah,
just
they
get
should
their
just
minds
go on like a
back into
trip,
it.
you know?
And
Like the arcade.
and maybe that'll help.
Don't do
But
that Giants boat trip because they haven't done the same since.
yeah. But for now, I
Take
just
pictures
don't
of your
think Dallas is
shoes
gonna
on.
win this game. Rams take it 29-27. All right, our next game, the Falcons and the 49ers.
Shout out to Ryan's joke real
Well-
quick. Also, shout out to Mitchell Trubisky for my dad. He told me to shout him out.
Okay. And the 49ers, I mean, technically one of us at this table picked the 49ers.
1.5.
And so someone at that side of the table changed his mind during the video and actually ended up getting it right because I put the 49ers up there for him. Even though that's not what he
That's
said.
smart. That's
Because, you know,
you can't go wrong with that.
Roland
You
won too,
can't
and
do
I'm
it.
like, oh, I changed my mind.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
the San Francisco ones, which they did.
That's how you beat this system right there.
All right.
Remember that.
But San Francisco's been playing so well. And although Atlanta put up a lot of points last week, this team is just too good. 49ers take it 32-30.
Bless you.
I coughed, but thank you.
Cough you.
This is a game I look at San Francisco. They got to be, feeling good going into the dome, scoring that many points. The late play from Kittle setting up Robbie Gould's game-winning kick shows a lot about them that they could, go on the road and beat a team like that, scoring that many points. I think that game's an instant classic, probably game of the year right now, and I doubt anything's going to top it in the final 3 weeks. Although I have a weird feeling that Atlanta's going to keep this close for a majority of the game. I don't know why. It's just
Me
Atlanta
too.
sometimes decides to show up maybe once every 3 weeks. But hey,
Showed up last week.
They did, and but I just think San Francisco, I just think they're gonna be riding high after that New Orleans game. But don't ride too high because trust me, when you beat a good team like that, you gotta stay focused on next week. But you will take it 38-30.
Speaks with experience.
Yeah.
I got the 49ers live last week. Let's give you a second to take that in. And
Pick
the
one team.
Well, I actually have the 49ers written down here,
Oh,
but
no,
I'm
no,
just
no.
not doing this again. I do have the 49ers winning, although I high on the Atlanta Falcons. I think they'll put up a good
Kyle
game
Shanahan was actually
offensively. And their defense
with
is
the
actually
Falcons, coaching
their defense
staff.
have actually been playing better. So they've been looking better. Doesn't matter. 34 to 30, the Niners will beat them. Buffalo Bills at the Pittsburgh Steelers. This game was flexed to Sunday Night Football. This one should be pretty
This is a good
important.
flex.
Yeah, good to give.
The
Hodges,
I believe the
And
Buffalo
the
Bills
Bills.
have not been
Yeah.
on Sunday Night Football since I think it was 2007.
It was 2006.
That's
I think.
more.
Wow.
That's more than a decade of
That is
football with them
crazy.
not being on. And that's
That shows how
a
mediocre
huge reason
they
as to
are.
why they're not not respected.
Yeah.
Anyways, they've been playing some good football. They kept it close with the Ravens at home, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is important for them. Although they're chasing the Ravens, they're not going to beat them. They're going for that wild card spot in a tough AFC. They're not really that dominant team. They've been playing pretty well. Kudos to them. But they'll lose this game 23-20. Buffalo, the Bills will beat the Duck.
Yeah, the story of the Ducks started on a Sunday Night Football game in LA against the Chargers. I said in LA, not on the road. But I look at this Pittsburgh team. It's their defense that's being able to make plays. When that Minka Fitzpatrick trade happened, I thought it was very foolish of them
Me too.
to give up that first round pick. Did you really think you're gonna contend with your bad quarterback situation? Was it really worth giving up what could honestly, would I think would probably be a pick that maybe could go and be in the top 12? But hey, Minka Fitzpatrick, from day one he arrived in Pittsburgh, he's been making plays. He's been a game changer. So I guess Mike Tomlin knew he still had something in his team. He's my coach of the year right now, unless something drastic changes. In a battle of the two teams that hold the 5 and 6 seeds right now, Buffalo holding the 5, Pittsburgh in the 6. I think Pittsburgh tightens up this wild card race and takes it 26-23. The legend of Duck Hodges lives on.
If the Pittsburgh Steelers make the playoffs, I believe he's the coach of the year too. But they'd make the playoffs.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of candidates that could be at the top. Of course, Kyle Shanahan being one of those as well. With the turnaround they've had.
Yep.
But Mike Tomlin is definitely up there. That being said, Buffalo, I know they've had an easy schedule, and Pittsburgh's been playing really well recently. But Buffalo's beat some good teams when they've gotten the chance. I think they continue to do that on the big stage. They win it 38-32. Thanks for sound effects, Jordan. All right, finally, our Monday Night Football
That's how the
game.
wind was going against
The
the
Colts
Bills.
and the Saints. The Saints are very mad, obviously, of course. What happened last week, I'm pretty sure
Get the
everyone
petition.
in New Orleans thought they were the kings of the NFC, and the 49ers came and
It wasn't
said,
the Raptors who were over this week.
I don't think so. And they went into Mercedes-Benz Superdome and won. And I think that's just very upsetting for the Saints, and they won't let that happen again. They'll win 35-27 at home.
Yeah, the Saints, I know they lost, but let's appreciate the fact that they scored 46 against that 49ers defense. I feel like that's going unnoticed.
Yeah.
Which, yes, they gave up a lot of those points, but, I think the fact that they put up that much against that defense shows that this is still a top 5 offensive unit in the league when they're playing their best. Indianapolis, they're struggling. Side note: Adam Vinatieri's out for the year.
Could
Yeah.
be a good thing.
I'd honestly, if it does, if I don't know if he's coming back next year, but I feel like it'd be better for him to end his career just like not being cut, and that's
Yeah.
just like me being completely like non-biased. You know what I'm saying?
But
But-
you can tell they don't want to cut.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, if all he's done for their organization, and honestly, throughout his whole career, he's no doubt a Hall of Famer. But no Adam Vinatieri, a struggling team. Their defense was a major disappointment against Tampa. New Orleans gets back on track and tries to reclaim that first-round bye slot. They take it 34-23.
This video is long. This pick is short.
Why?
31-21.
Yeah,
New
you're the
Orleans
reason
will
why
win.
it's long.
Hey, no. That's the only reason.
Main reason. Alright, thank you guys
It's
for
not
watching
true.
this long
Why
video.
would
Make
you?
sure to like
They're
this
playing
video,
mind
subscribe
games.
to our
They're
channel,
lying
hit the
to-
notification
I
bell,
talk because it's
and
fun.
comment
They talk
something
too, they don't realize it.
down
They talk
below,
too.
please.
It's
As
fine.
in-
Listen to me, not him
comment
talking
stuff, and
about
if you
it,
do,
but you
we'll
should
reply to
listen
you or
him.
give you a
should
like.
subscribe
Yeah, if you
to all the
watched
stuff
all
that he's
whatever
saying.
this is gonna be,
Um,
half hour plus,
yeah.
let us know that because we appreciate that.
Yeah, seriously.
They're
Putting up
playing
with
mind
him.
games. Remember,
Yeah.
they're playing mind games with you. They're
As soon
lying.
as Jordan stops
They're lying
talking,
to
we'll
you.
do our
And
see you later.
They talk too. So,
Come on.
Alright.
You guys know that? Okay, I got you.
And with
Yeah, I
that,
got you guys. All right.
we will see you guys later.
See ya.